Who will decide the PM's face?
Let the seats come first.
There are two things. One is forgetting their past differences and forgetting their past differences forever. Now, in which segment this comes?
Hub Express Judgement 2024. Powered by Panchamrita. Travel partners Counto Honda. 20 years of trust and performance. Counto Honda rides on.
नमस्कार येवकार तुमकां हब एक्सप्रेस कार्यावळीन आमचे बरोबर आसा पवन खेरा CWC member, Central Congress Working Committee member, sir, and you are also chairman of Media and Publicity. That's right. We'll hold this interview in English and Hindi together. Sir, first of all, सबको कहा जाता है गोदी मीडिया. So आपके हिसाब से what is the definition of गोदी मीडिया?
No, I don't particularly like this word, Godi media. Nor do I like the word prostitute, which was used by General V.K. Singh of the BJP for media. Media should be doing its job just as politicians should be doing their job. But there are times when we see a large section of media just indulging into propaganda. They are not raising the issues which concern the common woman and man, which concern the middle class, which concern the farmers, the unemployed youth. So that's where we feel pained that why is the media not talking about these issues, because that's what the fourth pillar of democracy is meant to be doing. I don't want to call them names, that's not fair. But yes, it pains us a lot when one of the major, most important pillars of democracy crumbles right before our eyes like this.
So now mainstream media एक part हो गया. Now something called YouTube media has started, and it's largely we have seen a lot of YouTubers are supporting India Alliance. They are speaking about the issues which you want or the mainstream media to speak, and they are also getting good views. What do you read out of this?
No, I think the new form of media that you're talking about, the digital media, the YouTubers, they come from the society which has been at the receiving end of the bad policies of the last 10 years, the kind of democracy we have seen in the last 10 years. I think they come from that section of the society, like all of us do, which have been at the receiving end of that. So therefore, they articulate the angst of society the way they do, and they do it very effectively because they have experienced, as I said, they have been at the receiving end.
So we are making this a very quick interview because you have to rush for a press conference. So we are just analyzing manifesto of Congress. There are 2-3 aspects on which right now the election is being fought, and 2-3 issues. One is about redistribution of wealth, and Congress says there is no such word called redistribution of wealth mentioned in manifesto, while BJP says that if Congress comes to power, they will take your wealth and give it to Muslim community.
Now, where has the Prime Minister read this? We fail to understand. Well, we know that he's done some degree in entire political science, so I don't know if that degree gives him a special insight into manifestos. But we must thank the Prime Minister for publicizing our manifesto the way he's done. We could not have done it. He has the money, so we thank him for that. Now every household is talking about our manifesto, something which we wanted. If you read, I'm sure you have read our manifesto, but if any voter reads our manifesto, he or she will not vote for anyone else but the Congress party. Nowhere have we mentioned Hindu-Muslim. Nowhere have we mentioned that we'll snatch the property of Mr. Modi and give it to Mr. Shah. No, we are not saying any of this, but Mr. Modi is Mr. Modi, and he is also a nervous man these days. He's getting sleepless nights, so I understand he's going through a very stressful period of his life.
Inheritance tax के बारे में
Where is it mentioned? कहाँ लिखा है बताइए? पूरे मैनिफेस्टो में कहीं इनहेरिटेंस टैक्स लिखा हो तो हमें बता दीजिए. मोदी जी को एक चीज़ की चिंता है, उन्हें ये चिंता नहीं है कि आपकी प्रॉपर्टी छीन ले कोई या पवन खेड़ा की प्रॉपर्टी छीन ले. उनको चिंता है कि कहीं गौतम अदानी की प्रॉपर्टी कोई ना छीन ले. उनको सिर्फ एक ही चिंता है.
There is one manifesto speaks about bringing people above poverty line, and that is there. Of course, I have seen in the manifesto, and same is the thought which BJP's manifesto also speaks about. So, how different is Congress thought about on this aspect?
We have a track record to prove that we've done it. The 10 years of the UPA government, Dr. Manmohan Singh's government, we brought 27 crore people above poverty line. That's a track record which the World Bank endorsed and certified that this is a brilliant achievement of our government. Over the last 10 years, what has happened? Demonetization, COVID, GST, price rise, unemployment. The economy has literally collapsed. People who were brought above poverty line by the Manmohan Singh government have gone back below poverty line, and an additional 14 crore have gone below poverty line. So the two track records can be compared, and you will know what we mean, what we say. We not only gave a loan waiver to farmers, 75,000 crores during the Manmohan Singh era, we also ensured that the GDP rose. So we had a very good balance.
So, if that might not be work or redistribution of wealth in your manifesto, but we have heard Rahul Gandhi saying that I will do a X-ray of the wealth, wherein I will come to know who's having how much of wealth, which section is having how much of wealth. So, doesn't it intrude in someone's privacy?
No, it doesn't. We are not talking about how many properties you have. We are not talking about how much money in your bank account has, which this government in any case knows everything about your life, more than you want them to know. So don't even talk about privacy when it comes to Mr. Modi. He is an expert in intruding into your privacy.
How do you X-ray?
What we need to do is, which sections of the society have been left behind in the journey towards development? And then what are the policy interventions required to ensure that they also get mainstreamed in the economic journey? Nothing wrong in that. That's the job of a government. That's what our constitution wants us to do. Now Mr. Nadda has a problem with the word equality. Samanta kaise bol diya? Asamanta, what do you mean? The constitution says Samanta lana hai. तो समानता लाने के लिए जो पॉलिसीज लानी है वो लाएंगे. इसका मतलब थोड़े कि किसी से छीन कर किसी और को दिया जाएगा. ये क्या मतलब है? ये इनकी यही समझ है क्या सरकार चलाने की? तभी तो ये हालत है 10 साल से.
Sir, another thing, every time BJP gives a slogan of 400 par. So what is your slogan right now? How many par?
हमारा स्लोगन बहुत सिंपल है. सरकार को बाहर करना है और खुद सरकार में आना है, क्योंकि अगर ये 5 साल इनको और मिल गए तो ये बर्बाद कर देंगे इस देश को, इस देश के गरीब को, दलित को, आदिवासी को, माइनॉरिटीज़ को, मिडिल क्लास को, ये सबको बर्बाद करेंगे.
So the kind of alliance you need together, India alliance, some forces were never together. For example, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress were fighting against each other. We have seen Alka Lamba, last visit she was criticizing Aam Aadmi Party. Right now she is coming and campaigning for India alliance. Don't you think this will have
a larger
repercussions?
purpose? No, when it comes to a larger purpose, then you make compromises, you talk about the larger issues that face the country, and you show a large heart. That's what all our India alliance partners have done. They have all shown a large heart, come together, forgetting their past differences, forgetting points which make us against each other, but finding a common ground. What is the common ground? To save the country. So therefore we have come together. Nothing wrong in that. I don't see any contradiction in that.
Sir, there are two things. One is forgetting their past differences and forgetting their past differences forever. Now, in which segment this comes?
पंचामृता fortified rice. Fortified यानी प्लस F साइन. पंचामृता fortified rice में होते हैं आयरन, कैल्शियम, जिंक, फॉलिक एसिड, विटामिन A, B जैसे 9 तरह के मिनरल्स जो देते हैं संपूर्ण पोषण.
पंचामृता fortified rice यानी संपूर्ण पोषण स्वस्थ जीवन. अब घर घर में पंचामृता.
Politics and life, nothing is certain. So I can't predict what will happen to me once I step out of this building. So how can I predict about?
So do you predict India alliance to continue even in?
We will form the government. We'll give a stable 5-year government, and after that we'll meet again and talk.
Assembly se jab elections.
We'll talk about it when we come to the assembly elections.
There is no assurance. There is no assurance.
There is no assurance for anything, but there is an assurance of one thing, that we have a common ground, that we have to save the country. For that, at any level, we are together.
But also there is, sir, distribution of, like Aam Aadmi Party goes around with Congress and campaigning for Congress candidate in both the constituencies of Goa. On the other hand, they are also suffering because their symbol is not reaching to the household. So when it comes to assembly elections, they have to go with their symbol.
We'll see when it comes to that. How do we evolve? How does the alliance evolve? All that comes later. Right now, what we are focused on is this election, which we have to win and give a stable government for 5 years to this country.
Sir, Prime Minister ka face, BJP says Modi is the Prime Minister, but India Alliance, I don't think they have any face.
The
for Prime
more
Minister.
BJP shows Mr. Modi's face, it helps us now. Because the anti-incumbency against the face is more than the anti-incumbency against the party. The country has suffered getting obsessed with the face. We are a fresh start. We talk about a fresh start. Please talk about issues, not faces. And the kind of issues we are talking about are something which people are getting attracted towards. The unemployed youth is getting attracted towards our issues. The women are getting attracted towards our issues. The farmer, the tribal, the SCs, everybody is getting attracted and drawn towards our issues.
So who will decide the PM's face?
We will collectively decide. Let the seats come first, and then all our parties will come together the way we decided who will fight from which seat. We will decide. And it's not happening for the first time. The Congress party has successfully led 3 governments in alliances. Narasimha Rao ji and 2 terms of Dr. Manmohan Singh. I think they were a fabulous journey of India's democracy, when India's economy also saw unparalleled progress.
But that time there was no such kind of poaching which is happening right now in many of the states. We have seen, including Goa. आते तो है कांग्रेस पे, जाते हैं बीजेपी में. Can it happen also at a national level? तो आते तो है.
When we form the government, the 10th schedule is our top priority. You will see a number of BJP governments in the states collapsing when we actually make the anti-defection law very tough when we talk about the 10th schedule.
So last few questions. Arvind Kejriwal is in jail. Are you missing him in the campaign?
Of course, he is a good campaigner, and they should not have jailed him just before elections. The way they have jailed Mr. Hemant Soren and the way they have jailed Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, they are scared of people who can campaign. They tried to intimidate Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is fearless. He is not getting afraid.
How much impact will it have, the absence of Arvind Kejriwal in the campaign?
No, on the contrary, Mr. Narendra Modi has a lot of answering to do. People are asking questions, why this selective misuse of agencies against your political rivals?
Sunita Kejriwal coming in the fray, and she's coming in for the campaign, and right now she's...
Everybody has a right to campaign. This is a democracy, and we are all concerned as citizens. She's also concerned as a wife of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. She has every right to express her angst.
Is she star campaigner for India Alliance?
Everybody who talks the language of democracy is the star campaigner for India Alliance.
Okay, sir, before we end the interview, can you put some figures of how many seats you will win for India Alliance?
How many do you require? 272. We'll be way ahead of 272.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.
या शिले पवन खेरा कांग्रेस लीडर थे म्हणटा इंडिया अलायन्स विल form the next government. PM's face will be decided later. तुम पळयता The Hub Express on your favorite website www.goanewshub.com. Keep watching.
Hub Express Judgement 2024, powered by Panchamrita. Travel partners Counto Honda. 20 years of trust and performance. Counto Honda rides on.